Exponents on integers, nutritional food values. Wendy's been feeling exhausted, so her doctor is going to run a series of blood tests to see if Wendy is low on vitamin B12. Her initial blood test revealed her vitamin B12 levels has dropped by 1.5. Her second blood test showed that her vitamin B12 had exponentially changed by 3. What is the total decline in Wendy's vitamin B12 levels? So, to solve this problem, we need to establish the numbers that we'll be using. Her vitamin B12 had dropped by 1.5. So this is the same as negative 1.5. Then it changed exponentially by 3. So our starting number is 1.5, but it's negative. And this is our base. And then we have a 3 as our exponent. So now we solve this by writing out negative 1.5 to the third. So we place the parentheses around the whole number. Since now we have really what this means as so for the first two, we have a negative times a negative number, which becomes positive. So 1.5 times 1.5 is 2.25. So we're only pulling these numbers to give us this answer. Then if we times this number by the last 1.5, we have a positive number now times a negative number. And so that means we're going to end up with a negative number. And this is equal to negative 3.375. So we can report that Wendy's vitamin B12 levels has changed by negative 3.375. This is probably the reason why Wendy is feeling so tired. Therefore, Wendy's doctor will probably ask Wendy to eat more foods high in magnesium, such as bananas. So before we move any further, let us go over some rules on how to multiply exponents that are attached to negative numbers. So, exponents can only affect what they are attached to. So, therefore, negative 3 in parentheses raised to the second power is different than negative 3 to the second power with no parentheses. So, when there's a parentheses, it means the exponent is attached to everything inside. So, to solve this, the first one, we would be multiplying negative 3 times negative 3. This is equal to positive 9 because we have two negative numbers that are being multiplied. However, the next example, the exponent is only attached to the 3 and not the negative sign because it's not in parentheses. So this really means we have 3 times 3, which is 9. But because that negative sign is in front of that 3 right there, we're going to have to make sure we include it in our solution. So therefore, our answer is negative 9. So both these numbers have, one is positive and one is negative, but essentially the same in how it looks. So let's look at another look at our blood test. So, Xylon's blood test from 2 months ago showed a decrease of 9 in his iron levels. His most recent test showed that his iron had continued to change exponentially by 2. What is the current change in Xylon's iron levels? So once again, we need to find the base number and the exponent. So our starting number is negative 9, and because there was a decrease of 9, now there is an exponential change of 2. Therefore, 2 is our exponent. Now we need to place a parentheses around the base number because a negative sign is attached to this number in this example. Now we can multiply -9 times -9, which is equal to positive 81. So his iron levels has changed by 81 points.